its real impact, which is where literature meets reality. In today's episode, we are talking about gender roles and social conditioning, such as lack of freedom and lack of self identity, and how these topics reflect what happened in The Handmaid's Tale. We will connect these topics to real world patterns and situations. We will begin with a message from our sponsor.
Um, Hello guys, my name is Jonathan, and I'm with MDS Dumps. We focus on removing trash. We rent out dumpsters. Um, we focus also on removing like junk, and yeah. If you need a dump or a trailer, let me know. Believe roles set by society are harmful and negatively impacts the way a child mind develops. As kids, we are often pushed and reminded to act or dress a certain way. Thus, slowly starts becoming a reality that takes away from a person's freedom of expression.
My name is Evelyn, and I am the host of this podcast. I have a degree in gender studies and have a passion for talking about both social issues and literature. My main focus has always been connecting fiction to real world situations. I believe people are raised with strict rules and boundaries that create unhealthy control over others. Due to this being so common, people start to enforce these rules, which create a never-ending cycle.
Greetings, my name is Roberto. I'm a pro golfer and came here to give my thoughts on gender roles and social conditioning. And I will be giving my thoughts and what I think about it. I think that people are constantly taught certain beliefs about gender that may cause them to bring inequality as normal, which shouldn't be normal.
Hello, my name is Alexis, and I'm a pro boxer. Today I'm giving my thoughts on gender roles. Gender roles are socially constructed throughout conditioning and reinforced by society, limiting individual freedom and contributing to inequality.
Our first topic of today will be gender roles. This is something that is taught and learned, often influenced as a child since their minds are easier to mold to their guardian's beliefs. In The Handmaid's Tale, women are categorized into roles such as handmaid, Marthas, and wives. These roles make it easier to keep control over their rights, their bodies, and their freedom of expression. Women and men are often put into categories they have to fulfill in order to be seen as normal. Women are often expected to do indoor house duties such as cleaning and cooking, and men are expected to do outdoor duties. These roles are often normalized and influenced by social media. In The Handmaid's Tale, everyone and everything is controlled, from what they wear to what you say. The people of Gilead are restricted from getting an education and their identity, and self-expression is stripped from them completely.
So what do you guys think about how women are expected to do indoor duties while men are expected to do outdoor duties? Do y'all agree with that?
I agree with this because I think not a lot of women can do like hard work like a man can, and I think it's equally because a man will be working outside doing stuff that's like hard work while the woman's inside like doing the easy stuff.
Yeah, I think like gender roles plays a big part. Also, when Evelyn said that like it's taught as a child, I think it's true, and think we see this every day, how we're all prepared to do like things like women are more of indoor and men are more outdoor. What do you think about that?
Well, I agree with both of y'all's statements. I feel like people are just expected to do things growing up, and even as you're picking a career choice, men are always expected to go into fields such as engineering, mechanics, military, any of those branches. Blue collar careers are pretty much the standard. As for women, things are expected to be like cooking, teaching, education, stuff like that.
Also, we have a pro boxer, Alexis. Like, what do you think about how women entered the sport of boxing? Do you think that was expected or not?
Nah, I didn't expect it that, but I feel like they have their own choices. So like,
Yes, just like in the WNBA, they they also have like women now, and it's crazy. Like in the past, you would never expected a woman to be playing sports. Most women were just inside cooking and cleaning and doing all these things. But I think over time, our generation expanded, and we're letting women do more things, and women have more rights than when they used to.
Yeah, but even now, I think women are still expected to perform more than men are just to even get the same treatment as a man. Sports are not seen as equally, they don't get the same viewers and stuff like that or funding.
Well, honestly, I would think men's sports are more interesting, and that's probably why women don't get paid um, equally to men. Which,
So, what I'm hearing is that you're feeding into the mindset that is created for us as kids.
um, well, it's not. Well, it's created, but it's really true most of the time. I mean,
I think you only feel like it's true because that's what you were taught to believe as a kid.
um, what do you believe?
I would want to agree with Roberto because
Because you're a man.
it's
That's
because we don't control how many people could watch a sport or like watch how like how he was saying that women play basketball. We can't control that. I think it's people are more interested in watching males playing the sport.
Like in the book The Handmaid's Tale, like I mean, they were just expected to do one thing their whole life. Like some women were meant to just breed, and some women were meant to clean, and just some were meant to take care of the children that are born from the women that were bred. So what do you think about that? Like, do you think that, I mean, I think that's wrong, obviously, like that, but I think women and men do have like certain roles. Would you agree with that?
I feel like it depends on what kind of roles we're talking about. I mean, motherly roles, it's definitely something that a man couldn't fulfill, vice versa. A woman can't really step up and be a father, same way as a man can't step up and be a mother. Um, yeah. Okay, Alexis, what do you have to say about this?
I feel like I agree with Evelyn. Yeah.
All right, let's get into our second discussion that people are constantly taught certain beliefs about gender that may cause them to begin to accept inequality as normal, which can also tie back to what we just said about how they're taught to believe things when they are little and grow up. But I think if you brainwash like somebody at a grown age, I think they could also start to believe like things that are wrong could be right, which is pretty like I mean it doesn't matter the age, you could still get brainwashed into thinking some things are bad when I mean some things are good when they're actually like bad. What do you think about this?
I honestly think this ties back more towards men, just because men are expected to fulfill quote harder roles, such as the blue collar and stuff like that. And yeah, what do you think, Jonathan?
I guess Jonathan couldn't give us a thought, but this could also tie back to like the book when Offred, she starts to believe that she may never leave Gilead and begins to accept that the commanders are superior to her and she has no rights, and just women would just in Gilead would just conform to to the
society
inequality.
that was set for them.
Yeah, and they just would. I mean, they would just accept it. They wouldn't fight back. I mean, this also ties back to women's movements when they would go out and protest, and there would be a lot of riots and stuff. So women could get equal rights, and they eventually did. So I don't know why they couldn't do this in Gilead. They would just fight back.
I just feel like there was a bigger sense of control. I mean, people were lynched in front of others, beat and stuff like that. It was more of a physical harm rather than mental. And I think that's why it was harder for them to let go of those mindsets.
I think Serena Joy also has something to do with it, since she was like, she just wasn't, she like wasn't helping out the women. She was doing the complete opposite, and it's crazy. It's ironic that she's a woman
Yeah.
and she's just not defending her own rights. What do you guys think about that?
Well, I agree with that. It seems like Alexis has something he wants to share with us.
Well, bro, you gotta say something. What do you think about Serena Joy not sticking up for her rights?
Well, I personally see her as a hypocrite. You know, I feel like for her to stand up, I feel like the only reason she isn't standing up is because she's seen as more of a superior woman and stuff like that.
But I mean, even she was treated bad, so I don't know why she would want to keep not fighting for her women's right.
I think she just settled for that bare minimum that was given to her.
She didn't want to make the change.
Just because.
She didn't want to what?
Okay, bro, cut it out. As for a big question, do you think social conditioning today is as obvious as it was in the novel?
I think today is more discreet, and because women are allowed to do more things. Like in the novel, they weren't allowed to say what they thought or like even do anything. They were just like meant to clean the house or breathe. But yeah, what do you think?
Well, I personally don't think it's as obvious as it was, agreeing with pretty much what you stated. Even though there are still some boundaries and stereotypes that need to be broken down, women have more freedom of expression and things such as sexuality, religion, and even their personality types. I feel like they're more open to express themselves and get to know themselves better. You know, in Gilead, people are forced to follow rules that were set for them. On the other hand, in today's world, people are more comfortable opening up and talking about certain thoughts and opinions they might have. And yeah, what do you think? What do y'all have to say about that?
I think it's pretty different today, because I mean, it's just like people just live differently. Like there's lesbian people that, you know, it's two women, so who would play the man role in that? I think it's just like women could do the same thing as men can. I mean, they might struggle more, but they could do the same things. What do you think about that?
I think it's the same vice versa. You know, there are things a woman can do that would be more difficult for a man to do.
Well, like obviously I couldn't breastfeed my children, so I think there is some differences, and I think for me, my mom has a lot to do with how I am today and my characteristics and stuff, like how I behave. And yeah, I don't think if my dad would have talked to me or even taught me how to do things or told me how to act, I think I would be a lot more different. So I think women do have a lot of role in teaching like their children how they are. What do you think?
I won't agree with you, Roberto, because my mom taught me some stuff, like more emotional stuff and how to deal with stuff, and my dad taught me more how to work, and basically it. My dad taught me how to do more physical stuff, while my mom taught me how to do more emotional stuff.
What do you think about that, Alexis? You
I
agree
mean,
with
I
that?
also agree with both of y'all. Man, like my mom, she also like taught me how to do how to treat people with respect, especially women, or also how to like work. Like also my dad, I mean, he also taught me like how Jonathan said, like outside work and all that. So I mean, they both play different roles. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I would agree with that as well. What do you think, Evelyn?
Well, I think I would agree with everything you guys have stated. I think both roles are pretty important for a child's development, you know?
Yeah.
But I mean, obviously it's different for women. How has your dad taught you to be? Like, what do you think? How do you think you would have came out if your dad would have like raised you all by himself?
Well, I think in a way I would kind of agree with what you guys said, but I also feel like my dad was pretty open and consistent with trying to break those stereotypes that he was,
Taught.
that he was taught as a child. Men are often taught to think that crying or expressing emotions is a weak thing, but my dad always tried to make sure that none of us felt that way. He was pretty understanding with that and stuff like that. And then my mom, it was a little bit harder for her to break those stereotypes. I think it's because she's a woman and those standards were set for longer. But yeah, yeah. Okay, so as we end today's podcast, it's important for us to realize that The Handmaid's Tale isn't just a book, it's a symbol of freedom and rebellion. We have all seen and lived with gender roles that were set for us when we were younger. We have lived through social conditioning in which we were expected to act a certain way because of our gender. The first step of breaking these down is by being aware of what's wrong and being brave enough to speak out against it. The day we are all able to let go of these harmful stereotypes is the day we are all given equal freedom. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to subscribe and follow to receive notifications when a new episode is uploaded. Before we let you guys go, we want to give you guys a final message taken from The Handmaid's Tale itself.
They can take your name and they can take your right, but they can't take the truth you hold inside.
Thank you for listening to today's episode. Have a wonderful day.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.